Hello, it's a privilege to welcome you to this week's edition of From Our Correspondents. In this edition, we tell you about a new technology that's aiding Susu collectors in the microfinance industry. We also tell you how a local plant, Salacia dibilis, known in Akan as hamachirebing, that has been used locally to treat malaria. Also, we tell you how the number of child marriages in the Wild West district of the Upper West region has significantly dropped. We have stories on the Ramadan fast that has just started and the admission processes in the various senior high schools across the country. My name is Richard K Nyarko. Stay with me in this 1 hour package. Let's begin with our first story now. And the microfinance institutions, especially traditional Susu collectors, are mostly characterized by paper and non-automated transaction processes. A new financial technology, Mobart, is however aiding Susu collectors to capture mobile transactions conveniently to save them adequate working hours. The technology is designed for the collectors to transact at no cost and without internet connectivity. Love FM's Emmanuel Bright Kweku has more in the following reports.
The application, built on an AI technology known as OpenIT, allows innovators to design technological solutions tailored towards the specific needs of microfinance institutes. Project innovator Paul Opoku revealed the mobile application is easily accessible with a user-friendly interface.
On top of that same platform, we've built end-user applications. One of such applications is the Mobart, which is both a hardware and software. So the Mobart is just a terminal that mobile bankers use to log or capture transactions on the field. You can either print receipt or send SMS alert to customers. And it doesn't run on internet. Very intuitive interface.
After a pitching session at the Kumasi Hive's local pitch summit, the innovators of the software emerged winners, qualifying to the national pitch competition. They competed with other startup firms including Hypercut, a grocery and equipment purchasing app, and B Poku Farms, which is into the production of fertile poultry eggs. The participating startups underwent 17 weeks of intensive and interactive training to equip them with relevant skills to ready their businesses for investment. Project lead for the National Acceleration Program, Gertrude Mawina Gore, explained the training enhances startups to become more investor ready.
The acceleration program in its entirety is in 3 main phases. We have the pre-acceleration phase, which took the startups through a pitch session, pitching their businesses for them to be selected, into the core phase. Then the core acceleration phase was more about enterprise matching and then business development training. That took about 17 months. And then from the core acceleration training that has come to an end, the startups would proceed to the post-acceleration phase of the program, where they would be able to meet more investors and then have more opportunities in growing their business.
Scientists at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology have affirmed its effectiveness against the deadly diseases with the discovery of previously unknown substances that have shown potential in eliminating the parasite. JoyNews' medical correspondent Dr. Netta Pasram reports.
The plant, Salacia dibilis, also known as hamachirebing, is a woody climber. Chirebing in Akan refers to the green mamba because of its ability to wrap around plants. This plant for centuries has been used to treat malaria.
Yes, Prof. The scientists, led by PhD student Michael Connie, set out to investigate the scientific basis of its actions.
We have some plants that are ethnomedically or locally used for the treatment of so many ailments and diseases in Ghana. However, we don't have a lot of scientific backing or scientific information to support their use in the local settings. So one of the main reasons why I decided to embark on this project is to be able to establish or set out some scientific basis for the use of these plants locally. And then also be able to come up with scaffolds or compounds that can be further developed into drug candidates that can help with the ongoing issues with malaria.
The work, supervised by Dr. Lawrence Shenning-Hambokwe of the Department of Chemistry and Dr. Edmund Ekwaji of the Department of Pharmacognosy, found that extracts of Salacia debilis was able to kill malaria parasites. They isolated 3 additional substances from Salacia debilis, which had this ability.
So in the investigation, I was able to discover or find that Salacia debilis is able to kill Plasmodium parasites when you're using both in vivo and in vitro assays, or when you're testing it in, in a test tube or in a living organism, which means that the local plants indeed have the ability to kill Plasmodium parasites. And then again, I was also able to isolate 3 compounds from the Salacia debilis or the plants that still have the antiplasmodial activity. So the substances that I was able to isolate from Salacia debilis have never been reported in scientific literature at all. It is the first time that they are being reported in literature, which means that they are novel. And the interesting thing about novel compounds is the fact that they may have unique modes of actions, and they may ultimately come out as the next anti-malaria drug that can come on the market.
The scientists would be delighted to see other Ghanaian researchers pick up on our local plants and investigate them. Reporting for JoyNews, Dr. Netta Pasram.
We turn our attention to some educational stories, and now Peter Seno report from the Oti region that there is low patronage of the 2022 reporting to school by freshers in the various senior high schools across the country. JoyNews' visit to some schools in the Oti region shows that students are reporting in fewer numbers compared with the same time last year, even with COVID-19 restrictions. Correspondent Peter Seno has been speaking to parents and some school authorities in the Oti region and has more in the following reports.
It is day 4 for the reporting of first years to school, but patronage has been on the low across the country. Here in the Oti region, it is no different. We bring you the unique case of KJB Asatu Senior High School, where first years haven't come for admissions. Reporting to school is becoming a problem. According to the assistant headmaster in charge of academic work, vacancy has been declared for 1,350 students. Close to 1,000 have come for admissions, but only a handful of them have reported to school. Parents also claim that the time between picking admissions and reporting to school was too short for them, and the distance commuting from their various residences to school is quite far.
So far we have about over 1,000 students who have picked admission that they want to attend KDB Asatu Senior High School. And though we declared a vacancy of 1,315, that's 1,315, but we have had over 1,000, close to 1,100 of students who have picked their prospectors that they want to attend the school. So far, everything is on course, and we look forward to having more of them in the course of the week. They've started reporting, just trickling. The numbers are just trickling, not on the high side though, but this is what we've got into.
Sources in various schools across the region also confirm the low reporting to school by the first years. In one of the schools, we are told that as of day 4, only 5 girls have reported to school. Some parents who interacted with JoyNews said the financial difficulties at the time and the distances commuting from their various homes to school is accounting for the low reporting of their wards to school.
Baby, I am a mibano, a quano. Afenso me ba no oswa ena baby ama no so kwan no so nye ene ntina amama ka chi na makope baby a eben ye kakra ama no ntina nde na medi na aba wankasa winim sikasem ayedin pa ene ntina wo hwa last 2 years ni last year nyina no wo hwe uti ho na wo hu trunk no mu wo car so but this time no wo be hu abaako sikasem ayedin we kra nyesi ya mia ya ni kranka nde kra ya mba ka ebedi isawie ansa ya ba ene aniama na wo ma si yem famra so nya ni nyina ne yanya nso yesi yemra ene ntine ya ba.
I'm from Nanuba North Bimbila, to be precise. You know, this system is now a computerized system, and during the selection of the school, we chose the school as our first choice. We believe on the performance of the school. That's why we chose it, and God willing, we have been given the schools. There have been a lot of challenges because when the placement came, the time to admission was very close. Then we came for the placement, the admission that was last week, Thursday. They were asked to report on Monday. See how close it is. Only 1 working day between them. I will attribute it to so many challenges. You know, some financial challenges is there, and then others to how to get the items in the market to buy, and then the distance from where you are or your residence to the school.
From Kijebi Asatu Senior High School here in the Oti region, my name is Peter Sanu for JoyNews.
We still stay with Peter Sanu from the Oti region, and he reports the headmaster of St. Mary's Seminary Senior High School at Lolobi in the Oti region, Reverend Father Felix Apa, has bemoaned the infrastructural deficit the school is faced with, which according to him is affecting the smooth administration of the school and effective academic work. Some Get Fund projects in the school have stalled for as long as 20 years. The headmaster was speaking at a ceremony to hand over a renovated dormitory facility by the old boys of the school at a cost of 150,000 Ghana cedis. He has more in the following reports.
Our challenges. It's very unfortunate that St. Mary's Seminary Senior High do not benefit in any of the free SHS school projects. But we still hope that it is not too late. We have over 20 years old Get Fund and completed classroom block, which also need to be completed so that we can get classroom for the boys. We have over 20 years old Get Fund and completed dormitory block, which needs to be completed to enable us provide accommodation for the first year students. We have over 7 years old Get Fund and completed assembly hall. We have over 7 years old Get Fund and completed administration block, which needs serious attention now for good administrative work.
The headmaster, Reverend Father Felix Akpa, shedding light on some challenges facing the school after sharing its success stories. It is in light of these challenges facing the school that the old boys of St. Mary's Seminary Senior High School have mobilized to change the narrative of the school in terms of infrastructural development. St. Mary's Seminary Senior High School, which was established in 1961 with 16 students, now has a second and third year population of 840. According to the old boys, the school over the past 26 years has seen its past glories of academic excellence and discipline on the wane. Hence, the need to rise and rebuild the school. James Kwasi Obayeko is the president of the Old Boys Association, Mobart.
So I told the old students, enough of the complaints. Let's put monies together and begin working. We established and set off the Smart School Facelift project. We are looking at giving a facelift to Smart School, not only in terms of infrastructure, but in terms of everything that goes into the training. I'm drawing all of us onto the pitch to be mindful of the response for the call and get everybody to work. Enough of the excuses. Smart School from 1961 has always been known for two great things: academic excellence and self-discipline. These two are coming back. They will come back with the collaborations that all the various stakeholders come on board with. We do not want any negative energies in our midst again.
The Oti Regional Director for Education, Nana Kubia Jobakatai II, who graced the occasion, called for more stakeholder collaboration to bring development in schools to bridge the deficit gap. The Deputy Minister for Education, Reverend John Intimfojo, called on Ghanaians to stop politicizing the free SHS program. According to him, the program is yielding dividend and must be supported by all.
Free SHS will be a policy that will be a gift to posterity. It will be a monumental, game-changing policy that will transform our socio-economic development efforts. One best way to eradicate poverty is to empower the child through education. When you have the critical mass and population of our society educated in itself, poverty will be eradicated. When it comes to matters of education and things to do with the future of our children, we must do well to take politics out of it. The education of our children must be left out of politics.
A renovated dormitory facility at the cost of 150,000 Ghana cedis by all students and other financiers was handed over to the school. It also has a bathhouse and a mechanized water storage facility. Peter Senu for JoyNews.
To our next story now, and the Deputy Minister for Education, Reverend John Ntimfodjo, is upset about the delay in the completing of the Regional Education Office Complex for the OT Region Directorate. The 8 calendar month project, which thought was cut by the President in February 2020, is at the 30% completion level. The delay has compelled the Regional Education Directorate to continue to occupy a 6-unit intervention classroom facility for the free senior high school program at the Bueman Senior High School at Jasikan. Reverend Ntimfodjo hinted government may be compelled to select a different contractor to complete the project. Peter Sano has more in the following report.
We cannot have this project that should have been completed in 2020 still somehow 60% complete. A little 37, it's not even up to half. Not even 40% complete. So some very drastic decisions will be taken to ensure that it is completed. We are only interested in the completion and not necessarily who does it.
That was the Deputy Education Minister, Reverend John Ntimfodjo, obviously not satisfied about the progress of work on the office complex for the OT Regional Education Directorate at Jasikan. The contractor was not on site in person to answer questions, and there was no serious sign of work in progress. But for the delay in completing this project, the OT Regional Education Directorate should be occupying this facility since October 2020. The Regional Directorate has since been occupying a 6-unit intervention classroom facility for students at the Bueman Senior High School at Jasikan. This was to augment the infrastructural deficit for the free SHS program in the school. The sword was cut for the construction of the Regional Directorate in February 2020 when the sitting President Akufo-Addo toured the region. Sema Construction Engineering Limited was scheduled to complete the project within 8 months. The progress of work as of April 2022 is at 30%. This the Deputy Minister is not enthused about.
So far, as you can see, the project is not even up to 40% completion. The others that were awarded around the same time have been completed and handed over. Funds have been made available, but contractor has not been forthcoming. And this is not a development that we are pleased with. So some very urgent actions are going to be taken together with the Ministry of Local Government and Decentralization, who have direct oversight over the project. Even though we at Education are the beneficiary ministry, it is under the jurisdiction of the local government ministry. So we will collaborate with the minister and ensure that some very urgent decisions are taken to ensure that within the next 6 months this project is completed. We have dedicated regional director and her team who are currently not where they are supposed to be, and it is not a situation we are happy about. That is why we are here to inspect. So some decisions will have to be taken. Clearly, the contractor has not demonstrated commitment, and therefore what we are interested in is whoever will complete it, and within the period and to the quality that we have planned. So we thank you, the media, for your support and your interest even in following up for us to timeously complete this project.
Deputy Regional Minister Joshua Makubu and the Acting Regional Education Director Nana Kubiajo Bakatai II accompanied the Deputy Minister. The Minister also seized the opportunity to interact briefly with students at the Bueman Senior High School on the need to be studious while at school. Peter Sanu for JoyNews.
We move to the Volta region now, and the Three Kings Special School for the Blind in the Central Town District of the Volta region has appealed for support to ensure efficient training of the students. The school's management listed information, communication, technology, logistics, teaching and learning materials as the most prominent needs at the moment. The head, Victor Bobison, made this known during a donation to the school by the Volta College Foundation. Fred Kwame Asari has more in the following report from our correspondent.
The Three Kings Special School for the Blind was established in Avakpedume in the Central Town District several years ago. It serves as an educational facility that provides special attention and training for the blind. The school, led by 6 resource teachers and 4 non-teaching staff, has 35 students on admission, all boarders. However, it struggles to achieve its objectives due to the lack of logistics. In addition, the infrastructure accommodating the students needs a facelift to fit a modern special school. The head, Victor Bobison, lamented that a vital need of the school is an ICT lab.
When our students who are in the universities, when they visit us, that is the complaint they have been given, that it pains them that they couldn't study computer at the basic level here. So we want to do everything possible so that those that we are having now, we should be able to teach them computer now, so that when they get to that level, there won't be any difficulties for them.
He indicated that most students struggle to cater for their education needs because they are from deprived homes.
Most of them are single parents. Some are living with their grandparents. So transporting themselves to school when we resume, sometimes it's difficult. You'll be surprised some comes to school at the 4th week, at the 5th week, just because they don't have money to transport themselves to school. So if people can come and adopt or can come and support some of these children, I think we'll do well.
However, the Volta College Foundation, a philanthropic organization, has stepped in to lessen the plight of the school by donating some assorted items. They included toiletries, food items, ceiling fans, among others. The second vice president of Volta College Foundation, Mark Thompson-Bechi, explained that the organization was only implementing one of its core mandates, which is helping the less privileged in society.
So this time around is the 10th for the Tom Zone. That's why we are here to donate to the Three Kings Special School for the Blind. This morning we are here with so many items, ranging from food items to one of their games they call Dominoes. All that can they play, they say make Jack a dog boy. So as they are learning, we want them to also play and have fun. So currently we brought all those food items and toiletries to them. As an organization for the past 3 years, we try to touch lives at various vantage points. We want to use the opportunity to open our gates to the outside world, all philanthropists, any other big organizations who want to touch lives in Ghana, especially in the Volta region, to come to our aid so that together we can do the best that we can for Ghana.
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Avakpedume.
From our correspondent returns after this break. Welcome back from the break. Let's do some religious stories now. And Muslims in Ghana have been urged to show love in the month of Ramadan by supporting vulnerable persons in the society. The call comes as Direct Aid Ghana begins distribution of food items to assist orphans, the poor and vulnerable Muslims at their Force Center in the KEA municipality of the Central Region. The Muslim community in Ghana have joined their counterparts across the globe to go through a 30-day fasting and prayers. I have more in the following report. Muslims across the country have begun their month-long fasts. The fasting is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. But during this period, it's not every Muslim that has the wherewithal to start and end the fasts. Direct Aid Ghana, an NGO with its headquarters in Kuwait, has risen to the occasion to support such vulnerable persons in the Muslim communities. The organization is into social services, orphanages, provision of mosque, boreholes and scholarship for needy communities in the country. Director of School for the Al-Fawz Social Center in the Central Region, Mohammed Ali, says the distribution of iftar, that's the fast-breaking meal for needy and vulnerable societies, is a demonstration of their support to humanity and urge others to exhibit such love during and after the Ramadan fast.
This will go a long way to help needy and vulnerable communities and its adherents who would otherwise not have been able to go through the Ramadan successfully. The motivation behind this is a statement of Prophet Muhammad that he that provides food for the fasting person has the equivalent of the reward of the one that is fasting. without any amount of the reward of the fasting person taken out of the person's reward. So this is the motivation behind it. And all Muslims across the globe are encouraged to be generous when this time comes. If you have enough to eat and some to spare, you need to think of the next door neighbor who is struggling. And even if you are weak and you cannot fast, you can also, and you have the means to provide for the needy that can fast but do not have the means to provide for their morning meal and their evening meal, you have to support them to get the reward according to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad.
Chief Imam of the Commander Edna Eguafo Ebrem Municipality, Sheikh Yahya Shafiq, explained the benefits of the Ramadan fast and urged Muslims to draw closer to their Maker.
Ramadan ba obia penshira, Ramadan ba obia pede wode no ho bejim na wanya no mu nshira. Ne da mo nti no oma edwuma no nkwai no oya almost morte. Abrante be soro de woka di job ana woka di pai ana woka mason dwuma na nanka woka penta dwuma na nanka oya zenma won. Nti Islam will introduce sadaka de yambo wasn't na dama time no yambo wasn't nesikan to monko bebre ana yanche ediban no to monko bebre ama wona nka onam de openshira na se wanko edwuma nso a wontum nya bibia obedin na nka sadaka na ba na waba substitute nen edwuma nka obakwan.
Some of the Muslim beneficiaries spoke with JoyNews.
The purpose of Ramadan is to get us closer to Allah. At least after this period, you should continue with whatever that you are doing. Ramadan is a month. Allah is forever. Allah exists always, eternal. So if we pass through this Ramadan and then we have acquired the taqwa that is meant for us to acquire, we should carry the good behavior that we inculcate in this holy month.
Afibia waya mahen ya das papa nyin das ya de ba mahan da yankopon na kom ya de na wanasi.
Reporting for JoyNews, Richard K Nyarko, Cape Coast. Let's head back to the Volta region now, and a not-for-profit organization, Pencils of Promise, has indicated that it is poised to contribute towards ensuring every child in underserved communities in Ghana can access education in a conducive environment. The organization has so far constructed close to 200 classroom blocks in the Volta, Oti, and Eastern regions, hoping to extend its benevolence across the country. The country director, Freeman Goba, made this known at the launch of his outfit's 10th anniversary of operations in Ghana. Fred Kwame Asari has more in the following report.
Pencils of Promise, a not-for-profit organization, was established 14 years ago to build a school in Laos. It, however, decided to pursue a global objective of increasing educational opportunities in Ghana, Laos, and Guatemala. Pencils of Promise broke ground for its first project in Ghana in 2012 and has since constructed 188 furnished classroom blocks with ancillary facilities, while 10 more are ongoing. It has provided 10,000 pupils and 1,000 teachers access to clean water, gender-sensitive sanitary facilities, and other logistics aimed at improving sanitation in schools. The country director of Pencils of Promise, Freeman Goba, said his outfit aims at providing every single child in Ghana access to quality education.
To date, we have provided in-service training to 2,729 teachers, head teachers, school improvement support officers, CSOs, formerly called secondary supervisors, in 105 schools, have deployed 9,929 electronic devices with support of our partner World Reader, with 100 books on each of them. We believe that a day will come in our lifetime when every single child in Ghana will have access to quality education and will continue to work tirelessly in breaking down barriers of today to enable possibilities of tomorrow.
The Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, eulogized the contributions of Pencils of Promise to improving educational facilities in Ghana.
In a nutshell, it requires that we commend highly the Pencils of Promise for it has over the years empowered young people and communities through education and has risen to be a first-class partner in the educational sector of our region. I'm confident that the celebration of this anniversary shall birth a renewed commitment and partnership in our efforts at empowering communities through quality education.
The Member of Parliament for Adaklu, Kwame Agboja, said the impact of Pencils of Promise in communities over the decade is immeasurable.
The positive impact of what you have done can never be measured, even hundreds of years after, even if you are gone, or all of us here are gone. Today, as a dream, I am assured, and my colleagues are assured, that there are communities in Volta region, Eastern region, and Oti region who did not close classes simply because you have provided a safe learning environment. And we are encouraging the donors. Whenever Pencils of Promise asks you for $1, the impact of your $1 is probably $100,000 in Adaklu.
Pencils of Promise has so far constructed 589 classroom blocks and served over 200,000 learners globally. Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews. Ho.
Let's come back to the central region now and let's stay with some politics. And MPP polling station aspirants in the Himan-Lower-Denchwa constituency are calling on the national executive of the party to ensure that fresh elections are conducted in the constituency to avoid the party losing the seat. They say their MP and Deputy Employment and Labour Relations Minister, Bright Rekudrobe's popularity is waning in the constituency, hence his schemes to ensure that polling station elections are not conducted in the constituency. At a news conference at Denchawawase, spokesperson of the polling station aspirant, Christopher Ampofo, called on the national leadership of the party to ensure fairness and justice is done for the betterment of the party in the constituency. I was at the news conference. The polling station aspirants in the Himan-Lower-Denchwa constituency state that there have not been any polling station elections in the Himan-Lower-Denchwa constituency, and any attempt to divert the attention from this fact would be fiercely resisted. According to the aspirant, some people were given positions without their concurrence after what they call some fictitious acclamations. A case in point, they say, is one Alex Aidu of the Achansi polling station, whose name was put into the register as polling station chairman on his blind side. Another they recount is Al-Hassan Bila, who is captured in their register as a polling station chairman. But Mr. Bila, they say, felt bad that his data was captured in the register as chairman-elect without any elections. Spokesperson of the polling station aspirant, Christopher Ampofo, says the aims and aspirations of many that picked forms to contest the elections are being died because of what they describe as the schemes employed by the MP for the area. Our prayers and petitions to the National Executive Committee is to ask Lawyer Aban 3 questions. 1. He should show us the polling station register that was used to conduct the elections. 2. He should show us the published results of the elections of losers and victors. As we speak, there are people who are here. We have about 10 of such people that are willing to talk. Some of these people sued them in court because they did not go through any elections. Yet their names are in the register as having won elections. They also discounted claims by supporters of the MP that the Exim Bank CEO preached skirt and blouse and showed pictures of donations and other contributions Mr. Ajinsem made to the party. Mr. Ampofo says they do not want any distractions of the issues at stake by reducing it to the differences between the MP and the CEO of Exim Bank.
Youth organizer fan Aliu opusi sa attention in free election I was here so no anchor owura Bright Rekudrobe ene.
It is we, those that picked the form to contest, that are urging the national executive to conduct elections for us. About 900 of us picked forms to contest. We do not know when the timetable for the elections would even come. Now the attention is being shifted to a perceived differences between the CEO of Exim Bank and the MP. We don't want to be distracted by that. Our issue is simple. The elections should be conducted.
MP NCO enya ho asem na.
But the constituency youth organizer of the party, Aliu Sumaila, says these matters that have been raised are currently pending before the party's National Executive Committee, awaiting their decisions, and he would leave all the allegations in the hands of the party's national leadership. According to him, he is sure that the national leadership of the MPP would call the Exim Bank CEO to order because he is undermining the MP and destroying the party at the constituency level, a behavior he is convinced will hurt the party in the constituency.
Maybe people may not be satisfied with the kind of opportunities they are given, but they will leave everything to the Almighty God. What we are saying is that we want sanity in Himan-Luwalincha constituency. Mr. Lawrence Ajesem, I respect so much, but what I'm saying is that what he is currently doing is causing disaffection for the NPP, which is a finger that is feeding him today, and that, respectfully, party leadership must call him to order.
Reporting for JoyNews, Richard K Nyarko, Cape Coast. We move to the Upper West region, and Rafik Salam tells us a story about the number of child marriages in the West district of the Upper West region that has significantly dropped. He reports that non-governmental organizations, traditional rulers in the area are leaving no stone unturned in the fight to end the criminal act. The West district in 2019 and 2020 each recorded 6 cases of child marriage. The figure, however, went down to 2 cases last year. Non-governmental organization World Vision, with the support from the District Assembly, has launched a campaign aimed at having a net zero case. JoyNews' Upper West regional correspondent Rafik Salam has more from Wachau.
The past 3 years has seen the West district of the Upper West region record a total of 14 child marriages, 154 teenage pregnancies, and 52 cases of child abuse. Non-governmental organization World Vision unhappy about the shameful and dehumanizing act that children in the district are subjected to, embark on a campaign to end the old age obsolete practices. Among the trio who child practitioners and civil society organizations are more worried about is the issue of child marriages, though reported figures from the district last year has decreased. As a result of that, World Vision, in collaboration with the West District Assembly and some major stakeholders, including traditional rulers, held a campaign aimed at creating the awareness to halt the practice. It was held on the theme, End All Child Marriages Now. It takes us all. Francis Mensah is the area programs manager of World Vision. He threw more light on the campaign.
This is from Social Welfare Department tells us that child marriage, teenage pregnancies, and all the other child protection issues are in the ascendancy. They are rising day and night, and there's a need for us as civil society and the central government and all the traditional leaders come together to resolve this problem. So today, if we are here, the key thing we are here to do is to make sure that all become aware of this menace, the child protection issues. Key among them, child marriage, teenage pregnancies, and parent irresponsibility, parents trying to support but not up to that level that we have been doing.
In a brief remark before launching the campaign, World Vision Child Protection Coordinator Barbara Yabuasari noted that child marriages has become a global phenomenon where 22 girls in every minute loses their choices. She also spoke about what the campaign sought to achieve.
So, according to United Nations, we have 2 million child brides in Ghana. 2 million children, girls, who are married off in Ghana. These are our doctors, our judges, our lawyers, and our teachers. So through this campaign, we want to influence laws and policies and advocate at the national and local levels on these laws to be implemented. We want to influence positive change in behavior and attitudes and norms that drive child marriage. We want to engage the media to spread the word around, and then to empower children with life skills and resilience, give the children information so that they will be able to protect themselves, as well as educate all others on the harmful effects of child marriage.
West District Chief Executive Vade Durute pledged the commitment of the Assembly to ensure that the campaign achieves its intended target.
The people of Wild West are poised to give all the support, the needed support that World Vision needs to implement all their programs in the district.
Some participants say their thoughts on the campaign.
It's very good for our community to help us to reduce child marriage, for us to complete our educations, to get our work, to get what we want to become in future, our doctors, lawyers, teachers in future, for us to help our community members or our area members and our parents.
And so we want to bring an end to this, and we actually support whatever the World Vision is bringing up, and we will encourage our churches, everybody, our leaders, our political leaders, and the assembly, and everybody to support this cause to bring an end to this child marriage, so that the district will become a better one.
World Vision also sees the opportunity to donate some medical equipment to the Upper West Regional Health Directorate, Jiriba Municipal, and the Wabas District Assemblies. Included in the items are isolation and CPE gowns. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Wuchao.
Let's head back to the Upper West region now, and the Deputy Minister for Energy, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, has revealed that research conducted by the International Climate Adaptation Center on Ghana has revealed that as a result of carbon emissions, 5 of the country's top power plants are being threatened, and thus could have an impact on some 16 million people in the country. Rafik Salam has more in the following report.
Organized by the Ministry of Energy, the regional consultative fora are being held at a time when it is critical for the country to reduce emission from production and use of energy by replacing high emission fuels, particularly fossils, with sustainable fuels such as renewable energy. The forum, therefore held in the Upper West region, sought to solicit stakeholders' input in the implementation of a harmonious national energy policy that is in tune with the Paris Accord, which aims at achieving a net zero carbon emission. Standing in for Energy Minister Matthew Opoku-Perempe was one of his deputies, Dr. Amin Adam, who painted a gloomy picture for the country if adequate steps are not taken to reverse the danger posed by the carbon emissions.
Because of emissions, carbon emissions, our top 5 power plants that are threatened will affect 16.3 million people. Because we have lost our forest cover, the wind that comes to these areas are violent winds. And they can pull some of our transmission lines down. And when that happens, we are in trouble. We can't supply power. And so, ladies and gentlemen, there are top 5 substations in Ghana. If we have floods affecting each of them, we will not be able to transmit power to 3.9 million Ghanaians. When it comes to water, increased drought threatens future energy availability to over 300,000 people in Wa East, Banda, Sisala West, Laura, and Wa West. This is this part of the country, here, the region in which we are. So I wanted to let you know that we are not safe.
Dr. Amin, however, noted that the country stands to gain based on the opportunities that are available if it is able to adapt the National Energy Transition Plan.
With the electric vehicles that are coming, yes, some jobs will be created. Some jobs will be created. We will have to build charging stations across the country. Some people will get business to do, and they will employ people to be in charge of the charging stations, isn't it? Also, we are talking about renewable energy. Let's do more renewable energy. It will bring renewable energy jobs. We call them green jobs.
Transport Minister, in a speech read on his behalf by his deputy Hassan Tampuli, pledged a commitment of the ministry to the promotion of a sustainable and environmentally responsive system, noting that it is one of the most urgent and critical measures that can guarantee a net zero future.
In respect of transport services, our focus is mainly on technological shift away from petrol and diesel fuels to a more benign alternative. We are currently developing an e-mobility policy to guide the development and deployment and scale up of electric vehicles in the country. We are also working assiduously to introduce the first ever battery-powered electric buses as well as gas-powered buses for public transportation. These interventions will serve as an important leverage that will set the tone for the gradual decarbonization of the road transport industry.
Upper West Regional Minister Dr. Binsali used the opportunity to appeal to the Ministry of Energy about the plight of 635 communities in the region that are not connected to the national grid.
We have 635 communities that are yearning to be connected to the national grid. I'm therefore using this opportunity to appeal to you to work closely with our assemblies so that these communities are connected to the national grid.
The next stop of the regional fora will be held at Demango in the Savannah region. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam.
Let's end this edition from our correspondent from the Ashanti region. And parents of newly admitted senior high school students are bemoaning the expensive prospectus compared to tuition fees they used to pay. Parents complain they are unable to purchase the over 30 listed items on the student prospectus. Schools expect strict compliance to the prospectus as part of admission processes. However, with the rising cost of items on the market, some parents are challenged. There is more in this report by Mona Lisa Frimpong.
New entrants to senior high schools will soon be reporting to their respective schools, and as has always been the tradition, the school gives every student a list of items they're supposed to bring to school. So today we are here at the Central Business District, specifically Kedetia, where we interact with parents who are here to shop for their wards.
Hajia Mariam is supposed to be shopping for her two teenagers who gained admission to senior high schools this year. However, she can only afford to shop for only one. The other child, she says, can wait till next year to enter senior high school.
We have no choice but to buy the items. The items are expensive.
Hajia Mariam visited the market with 1,500 Ghana cedis, but she has not been able to purchase half of the items on the list.
The 1,500 cedis I bought is already finished.
Aunt Lucy's situation is no different from Hajia Mariam's. She was told by the school that her inability to provide all items will lead to her ward being denied admission.
It cost more than 2,000 cedis to buy the items on the prospectus.
Other guardians see some items on the prospectus as unnecessary.
Demanding cutlass, axe and brooms are not necessary.
As the total of items in the prospectus may be higher than admission fees, there have been divergent views from guardians.
You only need Gary and a few items to attend SHS.
Nanado, I first come in Shankurana, as you say, no man I had to turn a chase. A Kusudo. The Burusenka, Ebia, Mukura, Becassa school fees, Yentia.
Mona Lisa Frempon reporting.